Hello and welcome to my channel. I am going to be showing you all about our amazing trip that we had in Scotland. We spent a month travelling around there. I'm going to have to section this up because there were so many amazing places. So I'm going to put it into 5 actual videos so you can follow us on our journey. We started off from Yorkshire, went all the way up to Gretna Green first, Lomond, Oban, then Isle of Mull because that's where I wanted to be for my birthday. Then we had headed all the way back, went to Glencoe, then all the way to the east coast and all the way around, kind of like the NC 500, but we also found lots of places that we wanted to go, we'd researched before. So have a look and hopefully it'll inspire you to go as well. And if you do, let me know. We finished off at the Isle of Skye, and honestly, it was the best trip. It was September, and the weather was absolutely amazing. Honestly, we couldn't have been any luckier with the weather. Not that it makes that much difference. I like all the weather. Have a look at our journey. Our first stop was Gretna Green, and we was greeted by the beautiful bagpipes. There is a lot to do at Gretna Green. There's all sorts of shops, food places, restaurants. You can even get married here if you want to. That's what it's famous for. There's a maze around the back as well that the kids absolutely loved. It started raining and we thought we'd better get on our way. Our next stop was the beautiful Loch Lomond. And we was greeted by typical Scottish weather. It was raining a lot. We warmed up a little bit with these hot chocolate balls that we bought in Gretna Green, or chocolate bombs they were. And then we headed out again. We decided that what we were going to do is have a go at our paddleboard after the kids had a nice explore and jumped around. You can walk around quite a lot of the Loch Lomond, and there's plenty of spaces to park all the way around the loch, and it's great because there's so many bins all the way around, so it's perfect. We didn't waste any time in getting our paddle board blown up, but actually it's a lot of hard work. It took us ages, and it wasn't as hard or as firm as I thought it could have been, even after pumping it for absolutely ages. I feel like maybe an electrical pump might help in future. Now I got as firm as I could have, and then it was time to get out in the water. I could paddle quite well just on my knees. It was a bit windy and a bit choppy, but not too bad. And then I thought, you know what, it's time to stand up, and oh my word. It was really, really hard. Bearing in mind, this is only the second time I'm paddling boarding. And I did actually manage to get up pretty soon. I fell straight back off. Now I'm completely going to blame the fact that it wasn't pumped up enough. It absolutely was nothing to do with my paddleboarding technique whatsoever. Definitely wasn't me. Very wet and very soggy. We got back in the van and headed over to Oban. Now it was very rainy and cloudy, but you can just imagine the views would have been beautiful. We did stop a couple of times to just check out because there were some amazing views on the journey. We kind of went all the way around Loch Lomond and then a few other lochs, and we was headed to the beautiful Oban. We had a little walk around the town and then we went to the beautiful beach to have a play. This beach is called Ganavan Sands. There's a car park right on the beach that's not very expensive. There's toilets there and a food shack. You can't stay overnight here, but it's a beautiful place to spend the day. The children really loved exploring, especially all the rocks that we went to have a look at. spent quite a lot of time looking for wildlife. It was such a beautiful day. Typical Scotland cloudy, but we were blessed with beautiful weather for the rest of the holiday. Because we wasn't allowed to park here overnight, we headed back along this road that had a tree growing out of a rock, which was really amazing. And we stayed at a little ferry port called Galanack, and we cooked our tea and had some beautiful views to have a look out over the sea. And there's a little island just across there. I can't remember what that's called. Keranack, maybe? I'm not sure. But it was a beautiful place to park up for the night. Our ferry wasn't till later on, so we went back to the beach for the day. And just worked it out here. Kids have played on the beach. The kids wasted no time at all and were straight into the sea. As the sun was shining, it was a little bit warmer. They absolutely loved it. And we could really appreciate the beach this time because the weather was better and we'd had a lovely sleep. It was, of course, very windy. And the kids found lots of sea creatures. And this cute little hermit crab here. This is absolutely what you don't need when you've got a dog and you're living in a van. Rolling in something stinky. It wasn't too bad. We enjoyed the rest of the day looking around the beach and found this beautiful place. There's the toilets and the food place as well. And then it was our turn to get on the ferry over to the Isle of Mull. It was absolutely stunning. A really great sunset. And then we got to the Isle of Mull and we had to drive about another hour. We were heading to Fiddens Farm campsite to celebrate for my birthday. Now, we can't really tell how beautiful it is here through this. Honestly, it was so beautiful and the sunset were amazing. Fiddens Farm is absolutely beautiful. The views are amazing. You can park right next to the beach. They've got some little goats that are running around as well as lots of sheep. And you can just go play on the beach, enjoy a drink. Oh, it was absolutely perfect. I'd highly recommend going to this place. The water is so blue. The sands are just so white. Honestly, it's like you are on the Maldives. It's unbelievably beautiful. And so much time just playing on the beach, making mermaid sandcastles, collecting crabs, making moats. Honestly, we absolutely loved it. And the weather was so nice. The next day we decided to go paddleboarding and kayaking, but this time we were determined to pump it up all the way to the top, even though it was so hard work. I didn't give in and I pumped it and made it get to the correct, I think it was 10 psi, or maybe it was 15 actually, but really pumped it until it was fully pumped up, as well as the kayak, and then we was off to explore on the sea. It was absolutely beautiful, and we all got in one kayak, including the dog. She does love the kayak. She loves the sea. She just loves being with us wherever we are as our little bramble. after a little bit of kayaking, the girls had an explore of the beach and found all the amazing creatures. Sea urchins, mussels, crabs. They love a little bit of pond dipping. And then it was time for Millie to have a go at paddleboarding, and she was actually really good at it. This was her first attempt, and I was really impressed. And then I decided to have a little go as well, and this time I did not fall off. I was quite successful. Thank goodness. Or Millie, a 10-year-old, would have been showing me up. It was then time for a relax and see the goats. They have loads of toilets and loads of showers just by the top of the campsite as well that you can go to. And then we settled down, had some food, and took in this gorgeous sunset. Absolutely stunning. The next day we headed off out of the campsite after saying hello to the goats, and we headed all the way along to Fiddens so we could get on a boat trip. This boat trip took us to see some beautiful wildlife. We was absolutely amazed at everything we saw, to be honest. We saw a variety of birds, some seals, some dolphins, and another type of dolphin I can't really remember what it was. It was quite a shy one. And the main reason for this boat trip was to get to Staffa Island and see Finnegan's Cave. It's made out of all amazing basalt columns. Sometimes you can also see some puffins on the island, but we were too late in the year for this time. You can hear some really beautiful acoustic sounds as well from the waves into the cave that sound really good. The views are amazing. They're actually out of this world. The children did enjoy a little bit of pond dipping as well while we're there, while I took in these gorgeous views of this amazing island. And then on the boat trip, on the way back, we were treated to the beautiful sights of these dolphins jumping in and out of the water, just swimming about around the bow of the boat. We were so lucky to catch this. Headed back for our last night before returning to the mainland. Thank you for joining us on our trip around our first part to Scotland. We had an amazing time, and as you can see, the weather was absolutely beautiful when we was at the Isle of Mull. Next we go to Glencoe, and then we go all the way up the east coast. We see the Whaley-Go Steps, Fairy Glen, and we go all the way up to John O'Groats. So come and join us and see some spectacular things, and hopefully it inspires you to go. If you've got any questions about where to go, how to get there, where to eat, parking, anything like that, just message me and I will try my best to answer you.